Hello, welcome to Dead Air Dudes. I'm Izzy.
I'm Raka. Thank you so much for listening, subscribing, and making it all possible for us, Dead Air Dudes, to bring you this content to get down dirty with all things bad juju, paranormal, freaky, scary movies, whatnot.
Yeah, previously we had an episode on Nick by Cal and Hollow Earth. You can check those out on our podcast, on a podcast channel, which you can find anywhere where you like your, or where you watch or listen to your favorite podcast episodes. And now we are focusing on Denver International Airport, or as commonly referred to as DIA, where lots of creepiness and conspiracies and weird stuff about how it was built, why it was built, and the sinister background of State Airport. You know, so first of
all, it was built 2 miles, a few miles south of Stapleton Airport, which was a functioning airport at the time. There are many different ideas why, many reasons were given why they had to build another mega airport when there was a perfectly good nearby. Beyond knowing exactly the truth, it was in the plans for a while, and then a huge amount of money was dedicated in developing this airport from the ground up. Yeah. You have the figure there.
Yeah, some say it was built as a cover-up. Remains to be seen. Cover-up for what? Or for whom? Or for where? Rough estimates give it at $4.8 billion with a billion dollars from unknown sources. So let's put it in perspective. This airport is how old? Give or take. Well,
from 1995.
14 years, let's give it, oh no, actually more than that. It's
25. 25.
Obviously, math is not my strong suit. So 25 years. So 4.8 billion at that time.
Astronomical figure.
Is a shit ton of money. I do believe Dallas Stadium was less, where the Cowboys played, was less than 4.8 billion. Don't quote me on that.
Oh, much less. I mean, MetLife Stadium, where the Giants and Jets share, I think is under 2 billion.
Exactly.
And that was built, what, 5-6 years ago only? Maybe
you're talking about something that is double the amount of a football stadium. I get it. It's an airport. You know, and
it's twice the size of the island of Manhattan in square footage.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we need to get deeper into it about who's behind it. So take that away, Rocco.
Or there's a ton of conspiracy theories.
May not be behind. How about that?
This entire episode is conspiracy theory laden, and that's why we're here to bring down.
Everybody, grab your tinfoil hats, grab your favorite beverage and your popcorn. Sit down and enjoy the ride.
This is tinfoil laden. The tinfoil lumberjack plan I'm getting is delayed due to a work staffing shortage. So one of two major benefactors to the development of the airport were supposedly Freemason organizations.
Yes.
There is a dedication stone as you enter the airport with an obvious Freemason logo on it. Apparently, the logo is everywhere in the airport. There is one standout company that has ties to the development of the infrastructure. It's called the New World Airport Commission. And by many accounts, if you Google search this company, you get nada, nil.
A whole lot of nothing.
Very, very secretive stuff.
Now, for all you guys who know, the Freemasons are somewhat related to the Illuminati. So,
and in short, not to disparage these groups, but for the most part, the black cloud that hangs over these organizations is that they're secretly manipulating and running the world.
The New World Order.
Which has ties to either neo-Nazi or their Fourth Reich. I don't want to get into all that stuff because then you get really accusatory, but there's a lot of tentacles.
Whenever you want to dive deep,
it gets dirty.
It gets dirty.
It gets dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. So there's that whole aspect of who funded it, who built it, and now that we're getting to the infrastructure and the structure itself, apparently there's this multi-million, if not billion-dollar sub-level or sub-levels of intricate tunnels and abandoned machinery and equipment. Supposedly, it was the biggest baggage handling conveyor belt system in the world, completely abandoned. But there are tunnels upon tunnels, which they say if you take the wrong left without knowing where you're going, we may never find you.
Yeah, supposedly there was a worker who shall remain nameless because we don't know his name, but you cannot.
That's a good reason.
You cannot take this as truth or as he made it up. But supposedly there was as many as 5 buildings created and built underground, and that the project went several months and several $1 million over budget.
Well, what's interesting now that we talk about the underground levels.
Do it.
You know what is located 96 miles south of Denver International Airport?
No,
it's only an hour and 40-minute drive away, but perhaps underground, it's a lot faster commute. It is the renowned Cheyenne Mountain Complex. Many of you guys may have heard this in apocalyptic movies and all that, but it's an actual military underground complex with the intended purpose of surviving extinction level event.
Oh, really? Tell us more.
So, very close proximity to the biggest airport and some of the biggest underground networks ever funded and built. You have this bunker that is made to house not only in the past NORAD command center, but also the existing government, if there need to be existing government from some kind of cataclysmic event in the Cheyenne Mountain Complex. If you were to build a train rail system and of a high rail train, I mean, I'm talking about electromagnetic, a mag train that goes down and you can get there from point A to point B in no time flat. So just in case you think about the situation, invasion, nukes, bombs, dirty bombs, tsunami, whatever, and you huddle up all the important people that you dub important for the new civilization, and you take your leaders and you fly into Denver and you get into the rail system and you're safely underground in no time flat into Cheyenne Mountain.
So, I mean, you don't have to build an ark like in 2012?
Well, I mean, we talk about Noah's Ark. That's a totally different story altogether. Catch that on a later episode of Surviving the Flood.
Actually, it sounds eerily like I do believe,
2012.
That and what's his face from Terminator when they found the command center in T3.
Yes. Of course, because you got the mountains, and the mountains are natural barriers for radiation, for explosion, for fire, volcanic ash, you name it.
Not from the Incredible Hulk.
No, not from the Incredible Hulk, but that's another episode. Wait till we do our own series of What If, which we really should get going. Because just a complete sidebar, I know I'm tangent man, but the What If Marvel series is spiraling into the levels of boredom at this point.
You are, and here's where Raka has lost his proverbial gosh darn mind. He does not know what he speaks of as far as
they rocked with the zombie episode and everything else is being kind of vanilla. Anyway, now that we've looked into the underground, do you have more about the underground? Oh, there was one big thing with the underground. of course, rumor has it there are dwellings within the underground system of an alien race of reptiles, the lizard people.
Sorry, that was my mouth being agape for a second after I heard the mention of the lizard folk or lizard people.
I have to put that in there.
Is it or is it just lizards?
No, lizard people. But I would be remiss should it ever be divulged that they do exist down there, that we said it here first on the Dead Air Dudes.
Do they breathe with their eyeballs? I think, right?
I believe they've been breeding dinosaurs for millions of years, and they've come up short.
I think they captured one yesterday, like in Tampa, Florida, with a garbage can. Oh, I'm sorry, that was an alligator. I apologize.
All right, I can smell the tension in the room is getting rotten. Okay,
no,
let's move forward now.
How about let's talk about Lucifer for a second?
Okay, so let's talk about the big blue. Can I say hideous? Hideous looking piece of art.
A 32-foot demonic blue horse,
like a Clydesdale that just got stuck in paint.
Who was originally named Mustang, but and everyone else they call him lovingly Lucifer because he was, as Raka mentioned, his glowing red demonic eyes. Now, there is a crazy morbid story to Lucifer.
Sad, actually.
He actually killed his creator.
A piece of Lucifer fell on the creator, severing an artery.
Yeah, the femoral artery.
And if you know anything about science and anatomy and biology, you sever that femoral artery. You got a couple minutes, maybe.
Yeah, so he bled out for the completion of the piece. 9,000 pounds. 9,000 pounds. Now, Raka, with your expertise in the medical field, what does 9,000 pounds do to a
Dude. Okay, so take my roughly 200 pounds and step on a bug. Take 9,000 pounds and step on us. You don't stand a chance. You die of this crush injury, and when that artery, it's a huge artery, the biggest artery that runs down in from your leg, of course, under your femur and into your lower leg. You sever that. Many military people tell you in the field, you can't, if you get a tourniquet around it, which is hard to do in the first place, the best bet is to actually find the artery and cut it off yourself. Any way you can. Staple gun, hair clip, paper clip. You will not last minutes. You will bleed out so fast. Heart doesn't know that you got an injury. It just keeps pumping blood out. So it just keeps pumping blood right through this huge artery in your leg. Game over. Not to mention whatever other injury he sustains from a 9,000 pound. I mean, your car is what, 2,000?
Yeah, it would be the equivalent of what, give or take, 4 cars falling on top of you or something.
Maybe a huge garbage truck.
Well, not
rushing right into you.
But yeah,
tons and tons of. Either way, how ironic and tragic that it kills not, a passerby, the freaking creator.
No, so already you're starting off on the right foot, sarcastically, of course. Now, why would you have this obscene creature, obscene statue at the entrance, at the foot of DIA? Why?
You've opened now the Pandora's box of the interior of Denver International. Not only is this hideous blue horse there, which again I guess
are we done? Are we done with underground?
We're done with the underground now that we're back into street level, if you want to call it, a ground level. We have the art, and this is a big, huge part of this.
Let's get back to Lucifer. Why do you think they would create that type of piece? What for? What?
I mean, the creator, an artist, can take any kind of muse
but he was
and
commissioned to create the.
But you can ask the same. You may. This is not, in my opinion, as hideous as the creation of Leo Tanguma, who did a series of murals.
Well, those murals are
they've since been taken down, I heard, or some of them been taken out. And it was a series, and I get it. The series of murals kind of depicted human existence from birth, civilization, industrial, and then apocalyptic. The last two sets of the painting.
Why?
I mean,
in a freaking airport. Why? Unless, all right, let's put the cards on the table. My thing is, I believe that the Freemasons, or the powers that be, created this airport as not a museum, but as a showpiece for what they believe in. Okay,
absolutely.
And it was like kind of like a slap in the face to everyone else. Be like, oh yeah, we're putting it in Denver. Like, who cares? And that's no knock on Denver, on Colorado itself. But I mean, it's something that you could not put in New York. You could not put in California. You could not put in any of the East Coast. I
think you could put it in California. I think it actually would work perfectly in San Francisco today.
You know what? Maybe at the time, I don't think so now. And then the way the culture is now, I think all that shit would have been taken down. If you tell me that these murals, some of them have been taken down since. There's a mural in particular where you have a guy in a gas mask with some sort of a sword and a machine gun, and he's waving the sword. And he's waving the sword. There's a bevy of children who seem to be, I'm going to say sleeping, but they're not sleeping, while it's just a pretty morbid picture. And this is created, what, like you said, 25 years ago? And what about the gargoyles? Explain the fucking gargoyles.
And the gargoyles talk to you.
The Notre Denver, two cast bronze gargoyles who are the size of of a 5-year-old child, sitting inside a suitcase. Now, if that's not freaky enough, all right, they're screaming.
They're screaming and talking and interacting, and it is bizarre. It is freaky. I don't know what's worse. You land and you encounter these pieces of art, or you're about to take off and you just arrive. You're like, what the hell? These images will be burned into your mind and soul as you fly with your hands at the state of technology.
You want to see when I'm flying this fucking gargoyle screaming out of a suitcase. And supposedly their explanation is that, okay, gargoyles are protectors of where they are. Supposedly the gargoyles are there to protect the luggage to arrive to and from its destination safely. You know what?
Well,
take my chances. I'd rather not have any gargoyles there. How about that?
Well, if you have to rely on gargoyles to get your packages to arrive safely, I think you should drive. There's also, to finish up the art, there's also the portrait of the Egyptian god Anubis, who is the god of death.
Right.
So no, you couldn't pick King Tut. I understand maybe it's a non-denomination place, secular government building or something, municipality, so you can't put Jesus, Buddha, whatever. But you put Anubis?
And what?
God of death?
And have you researched anything on why they put Anubis there?
Again, in any research to inquire as to why these particular pieces of art are displayed, you get very ambiguous answers, very defensive answers. Always on the positive spin. But you stare at the answer like you gotta be shitting me, right?
What's the answer for this?
No, the answer. It's and piece from antiquity.
I'm telling you, I think it is one of these to everyone else from the powers that be, and a direct slap in the face to everyone, saying, you know what, we can do whatever the heck we want to do.
Well, to complete the interior picture that we've gone to, there are reports of a pattern of mysterious images etched into the floor of the airport, which resemble satanic symbols.
Yes, of course. Nothing will be complete without satanic symbols.
So, if it weren't enough for everything we've already laid on to you people, let's throw in the devil worshippers in an airport where people's lives are in the air in the balance of lift and turbines. Why on earth would they have satanic symbols all over the grounds and the floors of an international airport, a huge hub?
Yeah, look, I mean, yeah, I don't know. And there's other myths and, stuff that have been said that have been,
Well, if you want to come back full circle to the Illuminati and the Freemasons, the completion date, I'm sure you've all heard of this, guys, in a play of numbers. The completion date of the building is March 19th, 1994. So supposedly if you add the numbers, 19 plus 19 plus 9 plus 4, you get 33. In the pyramidal structure of the Illuminati, and whatever the logarithm that they use, 33 is right at the top. And apparently you've achieved worldly perfection if you're at level 33.
33. Okay.
So that rounds out the Freemason / Illuminati conspiracy background. But I forgot, for the icing on the cake, Jesse Ventura.
The body.
The body.
Ex-governor of Minnesota, right?
Ex-Vietnam vet, ex-governor, ex-wrestler, ex-resident commentator, now conspiracy theory writer, podcaster.
And Hall of Famer, right? Hall of Famer for the
Hall of Famer. I mean, you name it. Very accomplished guy. Whether you hate him, like him, or whatever, he's very outspoken and very unapologetic.
Oh, yeah.
So 2010, he had his own television series, Conspiracy Theory, on True TV. And he had an episode where he disclosed his findings, paperwork that shows that the Illuminati were, without a doubt, behind the construction of Denver International Airport. It doesn't go into too much detail as to why, what their interests are, and what was their end goal. But he, in his show, which he has a ton, if you are a conspiracy theorist, you have to watch his shows. He has tons and tons of, he had this book that got published with all the, 59 or 60, some kind of number of documents you must read, documents he legally secured that unveil a lot of the inner workings of the government and governments, world governments, New World Order, Illuminati, Freemason, yada, yada, down the line. So Jesse the Body Ventura, you have to check him out. And he does an episode dedicated to Denver International.
Now, for the record, Jesse Ventura has not been, paid for by the Dead Air Dudes or anything. So we're just giving you information.
So I don't know if there's much more that we have to touch upon.
I'm just gonna throw some little myths and some little, little tidbits at you, and you let me know, if you believe them, you think the BS or whatever else. Okay. I'll give you one. The coordinates for the location of the airport were given to its architects by space aliens. True or false?
Absolutely true. What are you kidding me?
Strange markings on the walls and the buildings are codes from members of secret societies or snippets of an unknown extraterrestrial language.
Absolutely true. And I think half of them are lizard dialect.
Actually, if you can, they also mentioned that a lot of them have reference to the Navajo language. So,
which is possible given the region and the proximity to the Navajo people. I can buy that one. Again, if it's such the case, why not showcase it, explain it, glorify it, highlight it, translate it, make into a whole exposition instead of secretly embedding these etch marks?
I don't know. A mining cart carved into the title of the Great Hall and adorned with the letters AU and AG, which happen to be the atomic symbols for gold and silver, is really an abbreviation for Australian antigen, a deadly chemical weapon that the Illuminati will use to secure power over mankind or humankind.
Okay, I'm going to have to pick C on that one. Both A and B.
Oh, God. All right.
I like this. This is great.
Let me see what else we got here. One showed Lucifer. All right, now according the Denver International Airport, they are kind of they try to capitalize on the past and all the conspiracy theories and all the BS from the airport. Well, they actually say one of the ads shows Lucifer with red laser beams shooting out of his eyes with the tagline, quote, "Are we creating the world's greatest airport or preparing for the end of the world?"
I have only one answer to that. The Cheyenne Mountain Complex, which is only 96 miles south.
Another one shows the Gargoyles and it says, "Streamline security or more secrets?" And another one, others depict space aliens, a lizard person, mysterious tunnels, and even a cat in a tinfoil hat. You know what? I wish I had a cat right now with a tinfoil hat. That would make it all the best.
Mine's running around right now, scared of its point.
So, I mean, I don't know. So
the one thing that is hearsay too, but we have to drop in this continuous little bombardment, which are very, very entertaining. Rumor has it that John Elway and Terrell Davis were seen in the basement in bunker sublevel 55, sacrificing a small baby horse, and then they went on to win multiple Super Bowls.
Well, how can it be so terrible now all of a sudden? Just be so great, and then just right after the sunset. You must have something. All right, that's it. We're just kidding here. No hate mail.
No, yeah, we do know a few Denver Broncos fans.
And then you can hate all you want. But until then,
Well, this has been a very fast, rapid fire punch in your face with a ton. I've never actually encountered one place, even Stonehenge or anything, that had a multitude of conspiracy theories. I mean, you've got everything in one airport, from money, New World Order, underground societies, aliens, lizards, markings, history, devil. I mean, maybe except for some Hare Krishna, everybody's in here.
It kind of reminds me of what's that movie? Cabin in the Woods. We had all those creatures in the bottom in the basement, and then all of a sudden they come out.
They're sublevels. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a bunch of vampires catacombs. This is the Strain 3. This is where it should have been taking place.
That being said, let us know what you guys think. You can do it for the shit. If you agree, disagree, if you have any other stories about DIA or whatever else he wants to tackle on in the Bad JuJu series. That being said, please like, comment, subscribe to this video and our content, and let us know what you guys prefer. More stuff along like this, or if you want more true crime, comics, movies, or all the above.
All right, stay tuned, and thanks again for liking and subscribing. I'm Raka.
I'm Izzy.
Save the whales.
Take care, guys.